Alright guys, what is up? Today is a new day, a new vlog. I appreciate you stopping by the channel. Today's video is going to be on something super cool. Today's video is going to be how to recover and how to get back on track from vacationing. This video is for you if you are the kind of person who goes on travel, who goes on vacations, eats kind of unhealthy, doesn't know how to start back up again, or gets kind of lost in the sauce. This is for you, and I'm going to give you the tips and tricks on how to get back on track and get on that structured diet again so you can continue your progress of success and growth. Back at it again with another walk, because walking is pretty good for you. Keeps your body moving, keeps you healthy, keeps you lubricated. But one of the things that we like to do on walks is these fun little races.
No, I can't.
It's race 1 of 3.
I can't.
She says she can't.
There's people coming.
But I think we can. Pushing me off into the distance. Okay, she won that one. That's okay. Best 2 out of 3. I need something to refuel my glycogen levels.
Okay, you win that.
It's a light jog of a race. No! Alright, so into this video, guys, girls, everybody who is watching. This is going to be the start of getting back on track after you go on a small or long vacation and trying to figure out how to get back to that clean eating lifestyle when you're eating whatever from wherever you were. This is my breakfast today. We are having a English muffin, a slice of cheese, an egg, and a piece of ham. This is going to be what I'm eating for breakfast because it's light, it's filling enough to where I don't have to feel very bloated. I'm kind of easing myself back into that health and wellness situational awareness of eating somewhat clean, and we're starting small with that. And then we're gonna go into lunch. I'm gonna show you exactly what to eat for lunch. You can kind of slowly progress yourself back into that because you don't really wanna go full throttle back into just chicken and rice because you can kind of get overwhelming and you can kind of get stuck in feeling like this isn't really what I want. I'm so used to eating whatever for the past couple of days, and it's a mess and can be a nightmare. So we're gonna work our way into it, and this is how I'm gonna do it. All right, we are back at the gym and we're going back to our traditional pre-workout rituals. I already pre-mixed my nitric oxide booster, which is hydraulic V2. I've already got it in this. I don't have a funnel, so we're just gonna take a dry scoop of this stuff because mixing it with that stuff makes me wanna actually vomit. Energized pre-workout, strawberry lemonade, some of the best stuff on the market lies. It's terrible, it's disgusting. It has 150 milligrams of caffeine, which is why I use it, because I already had 300 milligrams of caffeine in the morning for my energy drink. All right, let's go kill some shoulders. So what we have for lunch is something super simple, something that's gonna keep us on track. The time, afternoon, so this is gonna be like our lunch meal. It's going to be something more on the clean effect because we just came back from vacation and we're not gonna go full throttle into health because that can be a little overwhelming. It can be a little much. Grover, can you stop doing your toy as soon as I start? But we're gonna be keeping it on that clean spectrum. So what we have for lunch today is about 6 ounces of chicken, a handful of cheese, and then a couple pieces of smoked salmon. So the caloric intake on this meal, probably around 250 calories, 30 grams of protein, 15-ish grams of fat, 0 carbs, because we are doing a no carb lunch because dinner is gonna be exciting. But this is the kind of way where you can get yourself back on track after travel and after vacation of not going full throttle health, but still staying on that like borderline maintenance level where you're not going overboard with the dirty foods and not going overboard with the health foods. You want to stay neutral just so you don't overwhelm yourself and freak yourself out by saying, I have to eat super clean because I just came off of a vacation. This is your way of stepping stones, getting back into a clean diet and that health mindset. So, you see this? This is the dreams. These are the Pop-Tart wild berries. This is the best flavor, the OG flavor. The only flavor that you should be eating of Pop-Tarts is wild berry. You can get by with the chocolate frosted one, and you can get by with the brown sugar cinnamon one. Those are like solid top 3, but these by far are the #1 Pop-Tart flavor of all time. Now, I eat one a day, pretty much one a day. It's either for breakfast or before bed, because I like to snack before bed because I tend to get very hungry. So having a Pop-Tart, toasted obviously, you can't microwave it. You can eat it plain, but you can't microwave it. You gotta toast it. You gotta get it somewhat crunchy and gooey in the middle. Now, these Pop-Tarts are my like go-to snack. Everybody has that like snack they eat. Pop-Tarts have always been mine. And I go through phases of either the chocolate ones, the brown sugar cinnamon ones, or the wild berry ones. Now, the wild berry ones are the only ones that I can actually eat the middle of. Typically, I only eat the outer edge of the Pop-Tart. I don't know why. I know I'm weird about it. I don't like the middle. I only like the edges. But with these ones, I can actually eat the entire tart of pop. I just wanted to come on here and show you that it's all about flexible dieting. I'm over that like eating for the hype of chicken and rice and beef and broccoli. Like, I'm over that phase in my life. I've done it, been there, done that, didn't like it, got shredded, also gained a lot of weight. It creates an eating disorder, and that's not what I like to do and like to set myself up for. Pretty much setting myself up for failure unless I'm competing for a show, which I'm not, so I don't need to get to that leanness anymore. So flexible dieting, enjoy your frickin' Pop-Tarts, and just get on with your day. Eat a Pop-Tart and be fucking happy. Let's get on to dinner though. Hey, hear me out. This is it. This is dinner. I'm gonna show you something epic of epic encounters. This is gonna be the meal you've been waiting for. This is it, okay? So what we got for dinner, as we ate pretty healthy over the course of today, we had that egg sandwich for the breakfast. That was pretty good. Very low caloric intake on that one. Probably about 250 to 300 calories in that entire meal. Then we had that chicken and salmon and rice bowl, and cheese. That had about 250 to 300 grams of calories as well. Proteins, carbs, and fats are a little bit all over the place, but we're pretty much low carb right now, which is exactly what we want to do, because this meal for dinner is gonna be the bulk of our calories, and it's gonna kind of, for me, get me back into understanding that you can eat flexible dieting, because this is what flexible dieting is. Flexible dieting is being able to construct a meal plan that follows a natural diet and a natural lifestyle, meaning a lifestyle that isn't restrictive of calories, fats, proteins, and carbs, but more or less restricting you from eating over your calories by allowing you to consume really whatever food you want as long as you hit that caloric goal. For dinner tonight, we got 1 tub of wonton soup. Now this is magical, mystical, gloriful. General Gao's chicken and white rice. Now the General Gal's chicken right here, the white rice right there. We got in this baggie 2 chicken fingers. We got our wonton soup. Now this meal probably gonna be aiming around 600, 700, 800 calories. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing. I'm gonna take half of it for lunch tomorrow because why the hell not? And this right here is what I mean by flexible dieting. Allowing yourself to eat different food at different parts of the day that all fit inside your caloric needs by simply just minusing and adding foods that you want to eat and can't eat. So I didn't choose to have a big lunch because I wanted to have this Chinese food for dinner tonight. Yes, it's not the best for me and the best for you, but it's good. I like it. I was craving it. So I had to make that decision to, do I eat a smaller lunch that gives me more room and more calories to play with for dinner so I can pretty much get whatever I want. Five Guys I wanted to get, but that was not in the caloric budget. Chipotle I felt like was a little bit too bland. I didn't really care for that. I could have got Moe's or sushi, but sushi is more for when I go out with my wife, so couldn't get that. So Chinese food, something that is generic enough to where I can feel comfortable eating it, not feel super bloated. White rice is better than brown rice. I'll have a whole video on that soon. But this is what I mean by getting into a rhythm with your food. You don't have to go full throttle into eating healthy again because that can be overwhelming, and you want to get back on track. You don't want to fall off the wagon completely, but you don't want to go so hard that you don't know how to get back on and grab on and ride it. So this is my ways of getting into a normal habit of healthy eating after a vacation, is to limit yourself on that healthy eating category and allowing yourself to kind of be a little bit more lenient and flexible in your diet, which can allow your mind to understand that you're not cutting yourself off from fast foods and unhealthy foods. You're just limiting yourself back to where you were when you first started. And you're gonna go back to the gym, go back to walking, go back to whatever cardio you do, and you're gonna go back to eating that fixed diet of flexible dieting, if that's what you do, or your high protein, low carb, high protein, whatever the case may be, potato, right? I hope this kind of gave you some insight on what to do. I'm gonna break it down one more time. Once you come back from a vacation, typically from a vacation that's a pleasure trip or a work trip, you typically are staying in an Airbnb or a hotel, and they typically don't have the best of meals for you planned out. So you may have, hotel breakfast, but then you kind of go out and adventure for lunch and dinner, maybe a work event or with friends and family. So your eating isn't very strict. It's kind of free, and you may be exploring a new city, so you want to explore some local eats or some new things, some street food, or you're going out to fancy dinners. And fancy dinners, they typically have a pretty healthy variety of options, but they're covered in fats and oils. So your body kind of has to adapt to this, so you may not feel the greatest, which is why you get that kind of dull after you come home from vacation, where your body is just kind of not understanding what reality is again, because you're consuming foods that your diet isn't normally used to. So now when you come back from vacation, what you should do is incorporate healthy foods slowly, so you don't overwork your body and you don't overcomplicate your mind into understanding that into thinking you can just go right back into healthy eating. What you want to do is work your way into it by adjusting your diet accordingly. Have a healthy breakfast, have somewhat of a healthy lunch, that could be a sandwich and chips, and then for dinner have something somewhat on that health side of the spectrum of the scale. Or the other way around, go out for breakfast with your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or whatever. Have a somewhat healthy lunch, and then for dinner, have something more enjoyable, steaks and salads and whatever with fats and stuff. So you can adjust your meals throughout the first couple of days to get you back on track, and then you can kind of go full throttle from there after about a day or two of kind of rebounding from your vacations and your excessive eating. So I hope that kind of gave some insight on how to do it and what I do specifically, and I hope you've gained something from that. And if you haven't, I'm so sorry that I wasted your time on this video. I'm trying to make content more understandable for everybody and not just my brain, because this is how my brain works, and I hope that your brain works this way as well. But if it doesn't, I am super, super sorry. Now, with no further ado, I hope you guys have enjoyed this content and enjoyed this video. And if you have, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and it really helps me get my channel more known. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and give a comment, any comment, because that would be super helpful for me. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your support. If you made it this far, click on this side. This side is going to have my latest video, and click on this side to hit that subscribe button. I upload 2 videos a week, so be sure to stop by, check them out, and watch some cool content. Until next time, peace out, bye.